Throughout this documentary, you'll hear about someone named Dan. Now, Dan is Super Boom fan who is one of the top 3 players for 64 in the world, along with Isaiah and Moyashi. Now, Dan lived here for a while for schooling, and he was able to develop and play on a Smash scene, but now he's back in Edmonton.
Dude, this is the hypest thing ever. Yeah, man. What do you think, Eric?
I'm not participating, so.
Let's make some noise, boat. That was great, yeah. Good job.
Super Smash Bros. Is a video game series that was created by Nintendo. It spans over 5 games, one of those being non-official. The 5 games are Super Smash Bros. 64, Super Smash Bros. Melee, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Super Smash Bros. 4, and the non-official is Super Smash Bros. PM. PM was a fan-made game to make Brawl more like Melee because Nintendo decided after Melee they wanted to make a slower-paced game, but that was not very good for the competitive scene, so people wanted to make it a bit faster, and thus PM was created. For the competitive scene of Super Smash Bros. In Fredericton, we have a group of about 20 to 30 people who come out to the regular weeklies, and we are still a growing community with lots of new and up-and-comer players who are willing to practice and devote most of their time to the games and try to beat the best in Fredericton. And we have our weekly tournaments every Saturday at UNB at 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And we have our FGX in the summer. I believe this year it's August, somewhere in August. And it is one of our biggest tournaments. Last year we had over 100 entrants for Melee, and this year should be even better. In our weekly tournaments, we generally try to focus on 4 games. We alternate Super Smash Bros. 4 with Super Smash Bros. PM. We do not have a Brawl competitive scene. We have Super Smash Bros. 64 and Super Smash Bros. Melee every week that we have people compete in. I believe we get about 20 people to 30 people for Melee and about 10 to 15 people for 64, and usually Smash 4 we get about 25 to 30, and PM we get about 25 to 30 for that as well.
Oh, that's good. There's a fire. Where's the cheese? Come on! Tommy! Oh my God! Dirty. Oh! Good shield going. There's a bear. Got it. Oh my God! Demoralized.
Alright, so what got you into Smash?
I don't know, I played the game a lot as a kid, and it incorporates all of Nintendo's characters and from that universe, and from, well, all the Nintendo universes, and you know, I was like, cool, I can pick anyone I want and just fight anyone I want.
Alright, so what would you say is your favorite Smash game?
Probably Smash 64. It's debatable with Melee too, because I put a lot of time into that. And I actually put a lot of time into Brawl too, but I don't like Brawl. Brawl sucks. Melee sucks. No, Melee's really good. 64 is good. That's why I play nowadays, 64. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. I never was really big into it until I met Dan. And Dan's pretty cool.
Alright, so why don't you talk a bit about Dan?
Dan he's kind of like he's kind of a buster. He's kind of.
Alright, before we go on, why don't you explain what a buster is?
It's just he's a dick. Like, he's just like he's ranked. He's like top 3 probably in the world. It's like him, Isaiah, and like one of the Japanese players, and like I don't know. He's just really. He's like a true professional. He's got the mindset. He's got everything. He's played the game for years. He's got everything down to a science. And like, I don't know. He came here for school, and we met him at the first big tournament that was in Fredericton at FGX in 2012, 2011. Yeah. And so like, we kind of like established a scene that we thought never existed in Fredericton because there's like, you know, how many people actually play competitive Smash, and then we saw a decent showing. So with him there, it was kind of like an aspiring thing to like, hey, we should all get together and play Smash sometime with this guy and learn as much as we can from him. So that's what we started doing. And like, well, of course, obviously we just got boffed all the time by him, but you can learn from getting your ass kicked over and over again. Yeah, that's cool. So I mean, eventually he took off for, you know, he didn't like the city or whatever, and so he left. But yeah, you know, we think about Dan and think about him, and you kind of him being a dick, and yeah.
All right. Yeah. Do you have any good stories about Dan?
Well, there's a few. Like nothing that really like. There's like I unfortunately didn't experience like the significance of Dan. Like he used to tell me stories about what happened, but like never like I've ever experienced something like ridiculous with him. But like he's by far like the most snooty. He's that's another word to describe. He's snooty. He's cynical. Like he'll fucking go out to like a restaurant, and if someone fucking comes, like if a waitress comes to our table with like a menu and shit, or she's trying to be all polite and do her job, like he will be the most stuck up dick to anyone. He doesn't care. Like I'm not sure if it's like a persona that's established by like I'm one of the best players in the world, but he's actually like he doesn't care, right? Like if you're like. If you're having a bad day and you're like, I'm gonna reach out to Dan, you know what he'll do? He'll tell you to kill yourself. Like, yeah. This is an example of one of the snooty things he'll do, right? Like, Dan goes there and gets food, and first of all, you walk in, he's immediately pissed off because there's like 3 people in line, and God forbid he has to wait like 5 minutes, right? So he gets to the fucking counter, and of course McDonald's or some other restaurants will do this thing where they're like, okay, can I take your name? So they call it out, right?
Yeah.
So he gets to the counter. He orders. The lady like does the whole like, God, okay, let me read off your order. And like when the second you see like, I'm gonna read off your order, his expression just drops. He's just like, like really? And then she's like, okay, can I get your name? And he's like, he was looking at his phone at the time. He was like, Dan. So she's like, okay, and you can tell she's pissed off, and he doesn't care. And he looks over at me. I don't know. He's just a dick. He just. But again, like you can't discredit him like at all. He's one of the best. So, but I guess that comes with maybe just. I wonder if that is kind of that kind of thing does reflect him. Like if it's like he's that way because he is one of the best, or if he's just that way. I think he's just that way as a person.
I agree the same with you.
Yeah, of course, right? Like
yeah.
I don't, but like
the best in Fredericton, you gotta show it.
Like, right. Well, even like outside of he said himself for 64. I'm the best outside of Fredericton. Like we're going as far as Atlantic Canada.
Okay,
But
I was gonna say better than Isaiah.
No, fuck no.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, definitely not. No. But like, I've taken games off of people that come like top 8 at Apex. Like I play with some of the guys online there, and that's always good. It's always fun to like. It's like a pick me up, right? But yeah. So that's pretty cool. But I mean, I never let it get to my head. I just play. Like I try and get people into the scene. Like I don't. You know what I mean? I won't tell someone to kill themselves if they're having a bad day because I'm good at a video game or something like that.
Dan's gonna hate you.
Dan, I love Dan. I mean, Dan, you can, like, I adore the guy. Like, we were good friends when he took off, and like, I don't know, we still talk, we still play. So, but like, no, like he understands. He knows how he is.
Alright, what do you think of our Smash scene in Fredericton?
It's definitely growing. It's like it was very, like I said, before the first FGX tournament, I thought it was non-existent. I didn't think there was any Smash players that would play competitively at all. And then like FGX went by, we had over like 100 entrants, like, and I was like, whoa. And there were some casual players there that didn't really know like the like I guess you could say the expert fundamentals of the game that it takes to be a competitive player. But I was like, there's some casuals, but there's also people there that did know, such as Andrew. That's where I met Andrew for the first time. I was at the first FGX, and we've been friends since.
Same here.
Yeah,
There's a third FGX, I think.
Third
Yeah,
FGX
Andrew.
coming up at the end of the year. Yeah, so I met him at the first one, and like he was always like someone to kind of keep an eye out for. But he and I have gotten like so much better since then. It's ridiculous. I went from practicing in my room on a flat screen TV to playing on a CRT against like him and Dan, and yeah, no, it's we're definitely a developing little community. More people are getting interested. Even casual players are coming out and they're trying to learn the game competitively, and like whether it's Melee or 64. And that's the best thing you want to see is like up and coming players that are getting really good really quickly. Because that means you can really tell that they enjoy what they do. Yeah. So like if you have passion for the game, you're gonna go far, and you keep playing. That's all you can do is just keep playing, and then you'll eventually get better. With the development of muscle memory and like matchups, and of course you can go online and study all that. Yeah, if you really like the game, you'll get really good. That's the way it is. Yeah.
So what did you think about last FGX? I guess was the third left. The third one?
Second FGX, the last one.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, that was the second FGX. Second FGX with fans. What?
The previous one.
The one that just went by. That was
Yeah.
the second one. We only had.
What? I'm not.
Yeah.
I didn't meet Andrew at the third.
Oh no,
You're
yeah, that was the
lying
last
to me over
one.
here.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, yeah. Well, anyways, at the last one, what do you think of Mewtwo King coming and whooping all our butts except for Dan?
I was kind of surprised. I didn't think we'd have a real competitive player come out and see everybody, but play. But I guess word went out, and there's a lot of advertising for the tournament. So I think it was Jesse actually, who was one of the tournament organizers that does all the work on campus there, and I think he was actually the one who said to Mewtwo King hey, we're having this massive tournament. And he thought it'd be really good for our little community to have a real professional come out here and play. And he ended up showing, and everyone was a skeptic at first, but he showed, and he definitely just kind of kicked everyone's ass and left. And
Except for Dan.
except for Dan, yeah.
Did you get to play him 64?
Dan or Mewtwo King?
Mewtwo King.
I
I know
did,
you
yeah.
played Dan.
Yeah. I played Mewtwo King in losers, semis, and once in winners. And in winners, I got demolished. It was terrible. I wasn't playing that good at all. And then in losers, I still got 3-0'd, but I put a strong showing. It was Kirby versus Falcon, which is a really bad matchup.
So it was our matchup except for reversed.
A little bit, yeah. I got him to 2 stocks each time, so it was it's not bad, right? I think if I maybe had a little bit of a better controller, or as much experience I had right now.
Ooh, the controller Johns.
The controller Johns.
What is this?
Yeah. Or as much online experience versus the players I had now. I definitely think if you were to show up at FGX this year, I would for certain be able to beat him.
But he's not going to.
I don't think he's going to.
It's a smash con.
Yeah. So. Yeah, for sure. But I know he's just a really smart player. Of course, that's why I think he's good at 64. And he plays Kirby, who doesn't really. You don't really necessarily need. You can do you can learn matchups and stuff with Kirby, but he's pretty. He's a simplified character. Even Captain Falcon's simplified, but
Standard.
He's pretty standard. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Shit. But yeah, so that was kind of cool. But FGX was a ton of fun. The first year and the second year, I literally went through about 20 Red Bull and a dozen samosas that day. Yeah, because they were giving out Red Bull to the players, and not I'm talking 1 or 2 cans. They gave out a case of Red Bull to every single player. So you walk in there with a ticket.
Wasn't it the first 150 or something?
Yeah, the first 150 players. So I was cool, I got myself a case of Red Bull. And for some reason, half the venue didn't drink Red Bull. So people are giving away, here, Carl, you want my tickets? So I was just of course. So I couldn't sleep the night before because I was too excited. But I drank 15 Red Bull. And I thought I was going to die. And I had samosas in my, 12 samosas in my system. And they weren't even mine. There's Travis and his brother Jesse, who plays League of Legends. They bought them for everyone. But I was man, I'm really hungry, and they're right there. So I had a bunch of those and some granola bars, and I had a ton of Red Bull. And to be honest, I was playing winners semis or winners finals for Melee. I thought I was gonna die. I thought my heart was going. I was oh yeah, but ton of fun. It's really I wish we had more events like this more often, but we're restricted to a once a year kind of thing, and we were worried that we weren't going to see the light of FGX this year, but it came back. So I'm really as far away as it is. I'm definitely looking forward to coming back this year. I hope to put on a strong showing and maybe even take the whole thing.
I'll beat you.
Yeah, exactly, right? The confidence.
Yeah. Alright, so you're talking about Dan earlier about how he's arrogant, I guess.
Yeah,
because he's one of the top.
Mm-hmm.
Now, since you got to meet Mewtwo King and play him, do you think that's the same with Mewtwo King? Would it be safe to say that all pro players are like that for Smash?
I wouldn't say all pro players. It definitely would like. It would have to be like it's more individual, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like person specific rather than just like every, a general, every professional. I'm trying to find the wording for all this, but like no, because like Mewtwo King, I would say is probably one of those kind of people because like you read up stories online of him like needy, very very needy wherever he goes. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's very much knows that because he is a pro and because he's realistically famous for being a pro player, he can almost like get whatever needs he wants. So like Dan is like a different story though. I think he's just kind of arrogant because that's his personality. But like, of course he's not as. I mean, like you look up the name, you'll see him on YouTube, right? Like he's definitely like. Internet famous to a degree, but he's not as famous as the Melee players, unfortunately. That's just the way the 64 scene is. But 64 scene is actually getting bigger, surprisingly, for a very old game, like a 15-year-old game. It's actually just getting more and more popular.
16.
Huh?
16
years old? Yeah. So 16-year-old game, it's getting, like, you're seeing, like, YouTube videos now, like, some, like, the Smash video uploaders will actually upload, like, 64 matches from, like, weeklies and stuff, and that's really cool. So... Yeah.
So, what do you think of our weekly tournaments here?
They're fantastic. Yeah, definitely. I think I would like to see more of a showing, but like more players. But like the first week of January, oh my god, where we had like a large showing of players, and it was great. And like I would like to see. It's not often you're gonna get people from like outside of Fredericton come for like a single day tournament, right? If it's a smaller event, so but it'd be nice to see like a bigger events that happen out like the one that happened out in Moncton there or St. John rather. That was quite a large showing for Smash 4, but like I would like to see like St. John, Prince Edward Island, even like Nova Scotia to come out. It would be really sweet, just like a ton of players. And like just that's what it's gonna be like at FGX for sure. Though we're gonna have over 100 entrants like we did before, and it's gonna be hype. But so yeah, the weekly tournaments are great. I think it brings people together. I think it's a good way just to kind of like be very open minded to what gaming is.
Ever since Smash became competitive, back with Ken and not Ken.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm talking as in the original competitiveness.
As in like Ken and As in
yeah. The rivalries between like
rivalries.
NorCal and SoCal. Those are always bad blood. What do you think of our rivalries and what's our biggest rivalry and how?
I think we got like a really good rivalry going on with Nova Scotia right now. Like New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, definitely. They would actually like. I think for 64, if they have any 64 players, I'm not sure if they do.
They better.
For 64 Melee, it would absolutely be no competition at all. I think we would floor them. There's no doubt about it.
I mean, we got you.
We got myself,
Andrew,
Evan and Andrew,
Dustin,
you. We got Jeremy. Jeremy's talent.
Jeremy doesn't play this. Oh, okay. Melee. Yeah.
Melee. No, definitely. I think it'd be a stomp, to be honest. Now, if we were to play against them in Brawl, if they still play Brawl or Smash 4, I think we would actually get floored. Because they got, like, their Brawl scene was crazy good. Like, really, really good. But, like, no, like, so that's what I think. So between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia is where I say where our big rivalry is. I don't know, like, what... Prince Edward Island is kind of, like, there. They just kind of show up, so... I don't think they're really, like... I don't know. I'm not really too familiar with too many of their players. I know they have a couple. I think their main game is actually PM, like New Brunswick. Sorry, not New Brunswick. Newfoundland, Prince Edward Island. They play a lot of PM, but like, yeah. So I'd say probably the biggest rivalry is with Nova Scotia, definitely. Yeah, I think, but like again, Melee and 64, no problem. Like PM. Actually, yeah, I didn't mention PM, did I? I don't know how it turned out for PM because like I started playing that now and like. Andrew plays, and he's obviously like one of our talents, and Evan still plays, but like they also have some PM players, I assume. But since PM is in a sense like a kind of like a variant of melee, I suppose we would still probably destroy them. But we'll have to see. This is FGX, right? Lots of salty sweets, lots of.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, they're talking about replacing 64 with a crew battle.
I'm gonna kill.
I don't want to see 64 go, but I think it'd be really good for the community to see a crew battle.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
With 64 possibly going, how do you think our scene for 64 is gonna be affected by that?
Going like from
FGX.
FGX? I think there's a handful of players here that really do like playing 64, and I think they'll actually like try and get better at the game, which is really, 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 really cool. But I don't know. I still think that the majority will always have like a more of a committed mindset, dedicated to like PM or like the new Smash or Melee, because that's what people that's what people play. That's what's what I mean. Like when you look at tournaments like Evo coming up or like Apex. I mean, Apex has 64, but like when you take a look at Evo, right? What's being played? Melee. You're not gonna see 64 at Evo, unfortunately. So I think people, as fun of a game as 64 is, and I really think everyone should be like giving it a shot, right? Because I was one of the people that never even gave it a chance because I didn't even think it was a relevant game for the longest time. But then I got into it thanks to Dan, and it's just fantastic. Oh, it's just so much fun. So, but hopefully we keep getting more players interested, and it's not just something that the one person picks up just for the sake of like oh, I don't play 64, but I'll try this tournament. Like no, like we want people to like pick it up and play it at home and get better at it. So hopefully that's the case. I'm not sure like what's exactly going to happen, but high hopes. Yeah.
Anyways, for 64, who do you think is on the way to dethroning your reign, if anyone?
You want me to say you?
I don't want you to say
want
me. 'Cause I know it's not me. I want to know what you think between Evan and Andrew, because those are the two that I know is going. Those are closest to you. So I'm wondering who you think is gonna come closest or actually dethrone you in 64.
Andrew, by far. If he keeps playing the game, definitely. Because like we had a tournament a little while. The last tournament we played 64 at, and that was kind of like no Johns. But I was like. We were playing on literally like a 16-inch CRT that was fuzzy, and I was like not motivated at the time to play at all because of the conditions. Yeah. And he beat me from losers 2-0, and not necessarily not convincingly, of course, but like I later on like the last two games I came back and I won like I kind of forced myself there. I won like 3 stock, 4 stock, but it was so frustrating to play on. But besides that, like I would never discredit Andrew. He's a talent when it comes to Smash. And he even bought like the $100 Hori stick to come.
It's actually $100.
It's $100. Yeah, $70 to $100.
I was gonna buy one, but now I'm not.
Yeah, they're expensive little things, right? So he even bought that to kind of give 64 that chance, right? And so I mean, like he plays Jigglypuff, and that's kind of it's a frustrating matchup because you gotta be really patient with it. But like I said, he's a talent for sure. So being one of the best in the area as well, I would definitely say if he keeps going at the game. He keeps putting in like if he starts practicing at home, it's really good. I definitely think it's gonna be him. Like I think he'll eventually start taking games off me like consistently. But like as you get better, you gotta realize other people will too. So I mean, if he keeps practicing, so am I. So like I'm gonna keep practicing, and I got the ability to play online whenever I want, or with Dan. So yeah.
So last question. For anybody who's plays Smash but doesn't come out to the tournaments or isn't aware of it, what would you say to them?
Come on out. Like we got a Facebook page for it. There's tons of attention. It's a great, even if you don't play community, even if you don't play competitively and you have no idea what competitive Smash is, just come on out. Honestly, it's a great scene. It's great people. Everyone has a good time there. It's a great way to just chill out with your Saturday, right? Like, don't worry about placing high or making money or anything like that. Go there, meet some people, have fun, and if you want to take the game seriously, take the game seriously. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of people here who are more than willing to help you get better. Yeah, and I'm like one of those people. I'll happily teach anybody anything when it comes to Smash Brothers. I love teaching. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Mama be ashamed.
And so, what got you into Smash? Or, like, what?
Originally, or?
Just competitive Smash, I guess.
Okay. Well, I guess I first played Smash 64. I never really cared for it. I only got in competitive because I played Brawl. My friend got Brawl when it came out. We played it. I kept on losing. I got really angry. I got really annoyed. So I did what any normal person would do. I bought my own Wii and only Brawl. And I practiced till I could beat all of them. And then I was the best in my town.
That's good.
Best in my neighborhood. Then I was like, then I started playing other games like Super Smash Bros. Melee. And I realized that I wasn't the best, so I went to the main, like Nassau, like an island away, to play against them. I realized I wasn't the best. Ever since then, I've just been into it.
So that was back when you lived in Bahamas, right?
Yeah.
Right, so why don't you kind of explain like the scene from there compared to here? in
The
a way?
scene,
Like,
the scene there is more established than the scene here because the scene still, it's only been up for about a year now. I guess you could say their scene's been open for, has been going on for like the past 6-7 years. They're pretty. A lot of people there aren't that well. They're okay. They're a bunch of new players that kind of fade in and out in the scene, but overall it's okay. It's all on one island, the main island. There are a couple people, stragglers who play, but they're not nothing. They're pretty bad. Most of the people there, though, if they were to come here, they'd beat most of us, except for maybe me, Kyle, and Evan. Everyone else here still. Oh, Jeremy. Shit.
with Marty.
No.
No, it's beat Marty.
He plays the characters he plays. We have a lot of Peaches and Samuses.
Peaches and
Yeah, we have like 4 Peach players, and like the best player is a Samus player. So we have lots of
That's
experience.
odd. All right. So what do you think of our weekly tournaments, our Smash scene here? How we're developing, what our scene is kind of like.
It's okay. I guess it's not. I like the fact that we have a couple devoted players. A lot of devoted people to the scene, like Dustin, Mitchell, who when he's available, he always sets up. He probably runs the best tournaments. They're just very well run. It takes off the vibe of the whole. We're a bunch of college students who live in the basement because we do play in the basement at UMB. Even though we did play in the basement at his at a kindergarten or something, but overall the scene's okay. We have a lot of players who seem to be hungry or who seem to want to get better, but they're slowly getting there, or they're not. They're focusing on stupid things like multi-shining, etc. Also about our scene. It's okay. It's still in its infancy stage, so hopefully it can get better, but there's probably more people who should show out. A lot of people like to use the excuse that, what's their excuse? I haven't played for a while, so I need to practice against it. Just come out and play. A lot of people just need to stop being stupid, and then they could make the scene a lot better and play a lot better as well.
Alright, so you knew Dan pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think of Dan? Like how he was, and how do you have any stories about him and Smash and
Well, Dan, a Super Boom fan. As a person, he's interesting. I think as Kyle said, he's quite the character. He's in a way selfish. He's very selfish. But I think that's the difference between someone who grew up in a city, kind of single-minded focus, compared to someone who grew up in, let's say Kyle and I, who knew him pretty well, where he grew up in Fredericton, I guess, where it's very, and not close-minded, but that's wrong, but it's a lot more close than, compared to Edmonton, and I grew up in a place where we knew everyone, every school, every family. So for him, he's kind of a selfish guy, but at the same time, when you get close, if he trusts you, then yeah, you're pretty set for life. In terms of stories, he almost just straight out hated all of us because he hates Super Smash Bros. Melee. He only likes 64. He only played Super Smash Bros. Melee for money because at that time none of us could even get any close to him. And so I remember it was during Christmas vacation. I went back home. I couldn't use Facebook, or I didn't want to. I came back and I went on Facebook. I was like, "Whoa, what happened? Dan left the group." Because it was just a group of like me, Evan, Kyle, the only people who really played back then. And then someone told us like he left. I was like, "Why?" I was like, "We don't know." So I added him, and then he told us, "If you guys add me one more time, I'm never gonna talk to you again. I'm gonna delete all of you." I'm just like, "Whoa, okay." He really hates us. But at the same time, that's just his sort of personality, especially with how Melee was sort of forced on him, and Super Smash Bros. 64 was pushed away from the main scene. But overall, he's a great guy. He's different than most other people I've met before.
So recently, our most previous tournament, you beat Kyle in 64 and you beat Evan in Melee. Two very, well, good wins, I'd say. How do you feel about those?
There's not really much. Even if I beat them half the time, it's just gonna be people discrediting it anyway. So it's like, and I don't remember, like I don't really have fun playing. So I just sort of play. It's just whatever. So even if I beat Kyle, so that one's pretty fun. It was intense. It went down to the wire, but at the same time, if I beat him, it's just Andrew's playing on fire or Kyle's playing badly. It's each side's gonna come with something, so it doesn't really matter. I was just happy to really take, because I made like $50 that day just coming first in each, so it was okay. And even then, same thing for Melee against Evan. It was just the fact that, oh, he's sick. Oh, he's sick, so he's been losing to Kyle, or he lost to me, which is, even if you get happy from the fact that you're winning, you immediately lose it when you go into the comments. People are just saying, yeah, he just lost because he got lucky, or he just lost because, or I just won because I got lucky, or he's been sick, when at the same time half those people most of them don't even watch our matches.
Yeah.
So they can't really say, like, I did get lucky one match where he just accidentally fast fell when he was trying to kill me, but I don't care. I'll take it it's a win, so I'll take it. So it was okay. It's like I was proud at the same time. When you win, the first thing that's on your mind is that you have to repeat it after that. A rogue win like that doesn't actually mean much. It's just sort of, it puts more pressure on you. So now you have to realize that you have to put in more work. Yeah, it makes you realize that this game is a never-ending grind, which is, I guess, similar to any other sport or hobby.
Yeah.
You get good, you feel proud that other people just instantly shoot it down, and you have to get back up, or not.
Yeah. Alright, so what would you say is your favorite Smash game and why?
My favorite Smash game is definitely Melee, because that was the game I've looked up most. I do like 64 quite a bit, but at the same time it's really annoying. It's not annoying, it's just frustrating to play sometimes, mostly because it's a different style, but definitely Melee, because it's just, I didn't really follow the brawl scene too much. I did, but it was just different than I first watched Melee. It was just so fast I couldn't follow anything. I remember when I was back in grade 10 or 11, I'd wake up every morning for school. I think at school it's 8:30, so I had to wake up for 6:30. And every time I woke up, the first thing I did, because I had a desktop in my room, was just go on my desktop and watch a combo video, The King of Smash. And I watched that entire thing, and then, yeah, I did that every day for like a year. Just watch The King of Smash combo video. To the point where I could memorize each scene. Even when I listen to the song now, I can tell the difference. I can tell, like, whichever scene's happening. And I just watched, I probably invested just I think when I left, and I checked my memory card, like the records on it, I probably put in like 5,000 hours in the span of like 2 years, just me playing by myself, because it was just, at that time, our scene's so small, like I could only play against other people that were better than me once every 2 years. And I had to like beg my parents to go to the other island, because I could go, but I had to visit family. So that game to me, it just kind of had a mythical sense where I could only play once every couple while. So it just became my favorite game. It's also a really frustrating game. one mistake. Everyone makes mistakes, but it's really fast, and probably because being able to play in a consistent scene has always been like, I guess, like on a bucket list for me, because in such a small island, I could play once against my friend once a week, and I wouldn't be allowed to play my favorite characters because I just like four stocked and he got annoyed. So definitely that game. Smash 64 is rising up, but it'll take some time. We need more people who just don't play Kirby. We need a bit more variety, and people who actually like try to get better, not just because they want to win. They just go the easy route, and then they complain when they can't play, their real character, or they complain that they aren't getting good or something like that.
So, last FGX Mewtwo came. What were your thoughts on that? Like, how did you feel?
I didn't like the fact that he came. To me, FGX is sort of a representation of this whole, I hate the idea of esports, but esports becoming more popular. It's might be big. I don't know how big it is in the West, but to me, FGX is a representation of a homegrown esports community. So we had League, Smash Brothers, all these other games there, and the fact that it was cool that he came like a celebrity, but at the same time, he only was there for the money. He didn't actually care about the community, and at that time, it felt like if he wasn't there, it felt like it was going to be a big thing between. If let's only say from really, because I don't know the other games, but Zal from Nova Scotia versus like Evan and me, Kyle from Fredericton and all these other things. It felt like it was a community fighting against each other, and then it just became, oh, MTK's gonna come and win. I immediately lost interest in it because as he sort of lost hope that we had any chance of winning. So aiming at the grand finals was just them Falcon punching each other, just a waste of a time match. And also he didn't want to be there. You could tell, like he didn't really treat anyone with respect except for Dance, who was a fan, because he was the only person who could go against him. But at the same time, you can understand why, because he's doing it for money. But at the same time, there's no one there who could actually make him enjoy the game. None of us could really put any pressure on him. So I can understand why he didn't really want to be there. At the same time, it was just I didn't enjoy the fact that he was there, honestly. And I think a lot of people there know that it was cool to have a celebrity, but I'd rather if Dr. PP came, or PPMD, or Armada, or Hungry Box, I would have been a lot more excited. MTK, he's great. I'm just not a big fan of. I don't even know. I don't know him on a close level. His personality at that time was just really turned me off. Just a waste of time. The only reason it was fun was for 64, when it was going to be local and rising 64 player Kyle versus him, but then that just turned into. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
Right, so you were talking about like the community, like at FGX, like how it was going to be good because like they're going to be like Zhao and from Nova Scotia against like you guys, and like just wondering, so rivalries have been in Smash ever since it started becoming a competitive scene. So what do you think are top rivalries, and how do you think like the blood is between it?
Our top for 64, there were originally no rivalries because, well, Dan just destroyed everyone, and then after he left, Kyle was destroying everyone. I guess you could say there's an up and coming rivalry between Kyle and I, but at the same time, it depends on who you ask. If they'll just say that it depends completely on Kyle, I'm out of the question. The only reason I will win is because if he's playing bad. So you could call that a rivalry. I've only beat him twice, 3 times in tournament. No, I guess you count that as twice. That's an up and coming one. Project we have some players that are making it more interesting, like me, Biog, me, Kyle, and Bree. Basically, the big bad person in our community is Evan. Not because of his personality, but that does add to it. But the fact that he's been number 1 for so long, so anyone that could do good against him instantly creates this sort of tension where can someone dethrone Evan type thing. Overall, the community, everyone sort of, no, we don't like each other. We all get along because we all play Smash, but at the same time, there's bad blood between some of the top players and some of the lower players, based on how they play in game or their personality, which is a shame. But then you could accuse me of the same thing. I treat them badly. I'm trying to treat them better now. But our rivalries are bad because none of us are really that good, and we don't put enough pressure on each other. If anything, the rivalries are between the lower people, between Dustin, Marty, and Jesse, if he actually feels like trying that day. There are probably some other people I don't remember them. The top players has been set in stone. I guess Melee would be between Kyle and I and Jeremy. At the same time, Jeremy's he's been stagnating a bit recently. So it's mainly between Kyle and I. It's basically who can beat Kyle so we can lose to Evan. That changed recently, but we'll see.
So, that rivalries in our community. What about rivalries like Fredericton against like?
We like to think we have some. It's just something I guess we do to rile people up. It's just between we like to think that we have one between Fredericton and Moncton. Then, on a bigger stage, we'd have New Brunswick versus PEI and Nova Scotia. We never actually had a crew battle because each person, PEI really likes Project M. New Brunswick seems to like Melee quite a bit, and 64s. Nova Scotia like Brawl quite a bit. Now they play Smash 4, I believe. So we've never really had a chance to set up a crew battle, and people always flake out, especially when they realize the amount of pressure that's put on them when you're representing their province or their community. Something I would like to do is, if I'm still here during FGX, would be Canada versus the Bahamas. So just me versus the top Nova Scotia, top New Brunswick players, just to see, one, to represent the Bahamian community because they're bugging me about it. They just want to remind me of the Bahamas. So I also give them a shout out. So hopefully I can encourage, if people go there for vacation, they could actually meet up and play against other Bahamian players. Those referees kind of suck, even between provinces. Everyone's too scared to play against each other. Trying to set up a money match, people just get scared.
So last question. For people who are not aware of our scene or our weeklies, what would you have to say to them?
Do they actually care about them, or random?
No, they play Smash. Don't know about our scene. They don't know about competitive Smash.
First thing, just tell them to either go to a weekly and see if they like the atmosphere. Playing a game competitively isn't for everyone. It's competitive, so you're gonna have winners and losers. You have to be comfortable with that. The idea of that. You have to be comfortable with the idea of everyone wants to play their own way. They want to play their favorite player or how they in their mind, but a lot of people forget that there's another person you're playing against. So you might have to alter the way you play. If they're interested in it, the best thing they can do is just go to weekly, see if they like the atmosphere, see if they can meet one or two people who they think are better than them, they can get along with, they can practice, and I think I'll copy Wobbles. I think he said where. If you're interested in Smash and you want to play, the best thing you can do is don't give up. Just continue playing, even if you get frustrated. Just continue. Or if you get frustrated, just take a break. It's not your job. It's just a hobby, right? Unless you're some of the top players like M2K or PPMD. Just treat it like any other hobby. If you play a sport, just treat it like how you play a sport. You can decide if you want to become you want to make a push for top 3 in the province or the country, or you can just decide I just want to go to weeklies, mess around, screen random stuff when people are hitting each other, and have fun. Just you make your own way. Just find something that works for you.
Jesse.
Oh right, I forgot. So what got you into Smash?
What got me into Smash? I guess way back in the old Brawl days. Well, I guess even before that, I used to play 64 when that came out. Played it with my cousins at my grandmother's place. And then Melee came out, and I had that with the GameCube. Played that with my brother and my cousins and all that stuff. Super casual, as you know. Then when Brawl was announced and starting to come out and they were releasing stuff for it, I started getting more into Melee. So I started researching, I guess, the competitive community and all that stuff. I went to a wave dash. I didn't apply it. I was just a kid, so I didn't know how to do any of that stuff. Then Brawl came out, and I did the whole Brawl thing. I went pretty hard with it. Competitive, you know how it is. Competitive Brawl, online and all that stuff. Yeah, and then I kind of stopped with Smash for a long time. And then I came back like 2000, the very beginning of 2013. Started playing more Brawl again. And then there was the whole EVO 2013 drive for Melee, and I was pretty into that. I started getting more into Melee again. And then EVO happened, and the documentary came out. That was another big thing. Inspired me to play. And then in the very beginning of 2014, I hosted my first tournament. So I guess that's how we got here to this sort of thing.
Alright, so why don't you talk about like your first tournament and like how it's gone up till now, I guess.
Okay. So I guess the very first tournament I did, I put a lot of work into it because I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know anyone. I had to pretty much go out myself and promote it and try to find people. I knew Super Boom fan Dan Hoyt lived in Fredericton, so I tried to get into contact with him and ask him about it. He said he'd come so long as there was 64. So I had to make sure 64 was there.
Yeah.
I got into contact with Jeremy through Smashboards, I think. I believe. I know for a fact I got into contact with Zhao, Colin North from Nova Scotia. We used to play Brawl a lot together, way back in 2008, like all the time. So I got into contact with him, and he got me in contact with the Hub City Smash group, which was the old Moncton group page on Facebook, which is currently now the New Brunswick Smash page. So I got in contact with all those guys. Jeremy, they got me in contact with Kyle, Andrew, all of our top players. Invited everyone out, and it's a really good showing. I think for the first tournament it was like 40 people or something across all the games, which for the first one was pretty good.
Pretty good.
I think it was in February, I think. And that's when I started doing the monthlies here in Fredericton, and it went every month till I think our big tournament, FGX, the one Mewtwo King came to.
Mewtwo King.
Yeah, the one he came to. So it was every month until then.
Is that the second FGX or the first FGX?
It was the second FGX. Yeah. The
So-
first one did
so-
have Melee, but
you worked with the people for
yeah, for FGX, yeah.
So why don't you talk about like how that went down and how you had to what you had to do for that?
Yeah, so I guess, so FGX, I was asked to host it because I knew I hosted most of the tournaments in Fredericton already. I knew some of the guys beforehand. I used to play Halo with a few of them, so I kind of was already friendly with them. I was way big into shooters in my break of Smash, I guess. So I met them through that, but they asked me to host the Smash portion of FGX and invite people out and all that stuff. That's kind of how we got Mewtwo King. I didn't invite him, but I invited some other big names, and they in turn invited him, and then he's pretty much the only one that showed up. But I guess they gave me almost full reign on what I could do. They kind of had to section off a certain part of the venue for me, though, which was fine. We just set up our TVs there and went with it. There were some big issues with FGX. Some people could tell you, I guess. I guess the biggest issue would be we wanted to do bracketed pools for everything, and those went fine, but we had to write out all the brackets by hand, and we weren't necessarily prepared for that. We had all the pools set out beforehand, but we didn't actually have it written out or anything, so we had to write it all out. And then I guess the biggest problem was we didn't have a mic or anything to announce stuff, so that was a big venue and it was really loud. So when we were trying to call matches and call pools, it was really inconvenient. This FGX will be better. They want me to host this one too, 2015. So it'll go a lot more smooth.
Alright, so speaking of FGX with Mewtwo King coming, what did you think of that? Like how do you think it really affected our community, or if it did?
I think people will tell you it was a positive thing and a negative thing. I'll stay neutral on it for the most part because there were some positives and some negatives. He brought something to the community, which was nice. The fact we've never had a pro player up here.
Aside from Dan.
Yeah, aside from Dan, I don't think a professional player's ever been this far east. I don't think anyone's ever gone to Frag for Cancer or anything. As far as I know. Which was interesting. It was cool. He was a top 5 player at the time. He might still be now.
He still is. He's still got Smash.
Yeah, he still got Smash. So it was nice having him up here. But the one thing we were really hyped for FGX was a finals between Nova Scotia's best and New Brunswick's best, which would have been Colin North and our Evan. So, but that didn't happen. It happened in losers finals, which was fine. But pretty much Evan went to winners final or went to grand finals, fought Mewtwo King, and it was just a stomp.
And
so
then,
Mewtwo King's a funny guy. slept all over the venue and stuff, and getting him here was a
He sleeps
hassle.
everywhere. I don't
Yeah.
understand. Like, yeah, and then you want someone to drive him at like 4 a.m. in the morning
Yeah.
to Maine.
Yeah, and him getting to Maine was a hassle. He called me Friday morning before FGX, and he said he was in some part of Maine, and he was asking if he should get on a bus to another part of Maine. The other part of Maine was backwards from where he came. He would have been stranded. Oh, that was a pain. Anyways, that's UT King, I guess.
He's something.
He's a good guy, but he's not a guy for sure.
All right, so these weekly tournaments that we host, and I guess the monthlies before, UTO those. How do you think those are going? Like, how do you think they're progressing? If our community's progressing? And
I think it's good. I guess Dustin technically hosts it. I got the venue ready, and I help him with stuff. Me and Nathan, and you help as well. I think they've been good. We get a pretty good number of people. Not as many as I expected, but I also knew it'd be lower than the monthlies. The monthlies we got around 40 to 50 people per month. These are
but I think
closer
that's
like 20 or 30.
Yeah, that's I think that's mostly cost and
Cost
time
benefit, yeah.
time management.
Exactly.
That,
like,
yeah.
I know for a fact all the people that have come out of the monthlies, unique people who've come out all of the weeklies so far. If they all came to one event, it'd be like 60, 70 people.
Yeah.
So it's been good. It hasn't been a hassle. I don't think we've had very many problems. First week there was some weird stuff going on, but otherwise it's been good.
So how do you think our community itself is like? How do you think we as a whole?
I think we're good. I think we're welcoming too, which is really nice. There was a new guy this morning who came. He came from Ottawa.
Really?
Yeah.
I missed him because I was down at the
He came for Smash 4 this morning. He's from,
I think I've seen him though.
yeah, he went by Manny. He's a good guy. And I think we welcomed him well. I think it was like his second Smash tournament ever, but he wanted to get into the community, so hopefully we'll be seeing more of him. And I don't know, we always have new players show up and do well, and it's a good time. I think our community's welcoming, so I think it's good.
So you do a lot of graphic art and a lot of stream layouts. Like you've done stream layouts for
VG Boot
Mango,
Camp,
didn't you?
Mango, yeah. I did
Like
Mango.
you do for all the top players.
Yeah, some
So,
of them.
yeah. So how is it working with like the top players and then like coming here and like just?
It doesn't feel any different. Like, I don't feel any different now than I did when I started the monthlies, but it's weird. Like, I went to St. John on Thursday and some guy recognized me as like the stream layout guy, and he like freaked out, and that was weird. I didn't know what to say, and I'm like, yeah, I do stuff sometimes, and like it's nice knowing the pros and whatnot. It makes me feel more involved in the community as a whole. I've never met anyone I disliked, and where I'm going to Evo in the summer, and I get to actually meet them and stuff. That'd be nice.
So rivalries in Smash have gone on forever since NorCal, South Cal. What do you think our biggest rivalry is, and like how do you think our community and their community really like react to it in a way?
So we don't have a lot of rivalries. We don't have a lot, but I guess thinking player to player wise, and I'll touch on community here in a second, but player to player wise, we have like a few of our top players. I think under Evan we have Andrew, who's Touch the Clouds, Kyle, who's Mario Wolf, and Jeremy, who's Flip. They kind of have a triangle of rivalry, I guess. They all kind of want to be second best to Evan.
Except for 64.
Yeah, except for 64. But I'm talking specifically, I guess, about Melee. PM2 kind of, we have some different top players in PM.
Yeah.
Smash 4 is a different beast completely, but I guess that would be a rivalry. It's the Melee trifecta, I guess. Otherwise, there might be things between friends or whatever, but that's pretty much the only one that sticks out. Community-wise, since we live in Atlantic Canada, every province, there's 4 provinces, kind of have a little bit of that. Primarily, I guess, PEI plays a lot of Project M, so they have kind of a rivalry with us in that. Anytime there's a tournament or where they come to us, it's usually pretty back and forth. They're really good. we're pretty close. I'd like to say the same about Nova Scotia and us. They kind of quit PM though. They play a lot of Smash 4. Definitely something starting to brew with Melee though. Last tournament, New Brunswick went down to. We kind of got stomped. None of our top players did well, which was super surprising. We expected to get like, I think we had 6 or 7 people go down.
Wasn't it like 8 or 10?
It might have been.
Because I remember Dustin was saying like we're gonna get like top 12 or something.
Yeah, pretty much we expected to fill all the top spots, and we didn't. We got stomped. I think we had 2 or 3 people maybe in top 8. Like, it wasn't well, or it didn't go well. So that's definitely starting to brew. So we're working as a Melee community on that. Hopefully Smash 4 will start one too between them because they play a lot of that.
So with the community rivalries, how do you think like our communities like handle it? Like, since a lot of people say we're a really welcoming community, like how do you think like other communities really like react to us and how we react to them in our rivalries?
That's a good question. So thinking about it from like the outside looking in to our community, I don't think there's much to say. We kind of just represent our province. There's not very many provinces in New Brunswick, or not in New Brunswick, in Canada. So like you can think about Ontario, and they have like the top players. They have Kirby Kaze, Munich, those guys. Alberta has Dan now, for example. They have some, Dan. Yeah, so. They have some good players. British Columbia has a few guys. I don't know. I guess we're New Brunswick. We're kind of forgetful, but we have a pretty strong community. Hopefully some of our guys can go to some majors and make some waves. I mean, Melee-wise, Evan, Andrew, Kyle, Jeremy could probably all go out and get, I don't know, at least top 100 at a major, I think. So, I don't know. I don't think they think much yet, but hopefully soon. Hopefully we'll get some recognition. So.
That's good. This is just going to be like the last question.
Okay.
Alright, so what would you say to like new people who want to come out, don't know too much about Smash, who knows like are like competitive but they don't come to the weeklies? Like
why not? Like the people are great. Like anyone who's come out new, they said they enjoyed it. They enjoy the game. I mean, everyone's willing to help. It's the best general community I've been in for gaming. I've been in a lot of competitive games, and this one's definitely been the best. It's the closest to home. I mean, we have our weird people, definitely. There's some weird folk, but generally, everyone's good. Everyone's good. So, don't feel scared to come out, I guess. Don't feel like you're gonna be alienated. I don't know. Isolated. don't feel worried or don't feel anxiety about joining the community because it's good and everyone's gonna help you if you do want to improve. Or I think we have pretty much everyone in the community mains a character and they'll teach you how to play it.
Dustin.
Yeah.
Hey.
Which is always fun. But I don't know if he wants to do it. I don't know if he can do it.
Alright, Dustin, what got you into Smash?
What got me into Smash? Yeah. Well, I was talking to my friend Daniel, and we just kind of watched Evo, and we just started playing and learning. That's about it.
It's a good story. It's a good story. Alright, so you host our weeklies?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so how is that?
How is hosting it?
Yes, like how like your problems, your worries, I guess, your achievements. Do you have any achievements? I know you don't, but you can make some up.
Well, I mean, I just kind of come here in the morning and I set up, and I just watch people play video games and play video games sometimes too.
That's good.
Right.
All right. Good evening. So far. All right. So, what would you say your favorite game is? I guess.
Out of the Smash games?
Yes.
Melee.
Melee?
Yeah.
Why?
It's just like you can do so many things.
So, with FGX being our biggest tournament, I guess, and M2K coming out last FGX. How do you think that affected our community at all, or if it did?
Well, I mean, I think there was a growth. Like we had people coming from Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland, Quebec, Ontario, New Brunswick, obviously. We just kind of met up at the place when we play video games, right? And then the big thing was M2K was coming, and everybody, I think people that were unsure about getting into Smash got into Smash because they were like, hey, there's a pro player here. Like this guy has sponsors. This guy, he makes his living off of the game, so I could learn things from him. Unfortunately, that's not how it turned out, but that was probably the mindset of most players or most new players.
All right, so with the whole pro player thing, we used to have Dan in our community.
Yeah.
Do you think he had kind of the same effect in the beginning? But not obviously not to that extent, but
I wasn't here technically for that time. Like I wasn't in the scene at that time.
I thought you were. Oh wait, no, yeah.
But
well, no, you were.
I wasn't here per se, but I didn't know about Dan or his pro status until like I actually showed up to my first event.
When we started Smash, it was just me, you, well, as you, Daniel, and two other guys, and then we started growing, and then we joined this community.
Yeah.
And then so, with our transfer over and our community and their community, how do you think our community as a whole is like, in a sense of like welcoming or?
I think the scene, like the New Brunswick scene, is really welcoming. Obviously, like new players will show up, and like the top players of said game could be, except for Evan, they'll be like, "Hey, you're new at the game. Do you want?" Well, they won't ask if you want help, but you need to go to them, and they will willingly give it to you. So you can go up to players, and they'll most likely help you, but they don't want to give you like everything, right?
Yeah.
Like they want you to actually learn. Like they're not gonna. Like, it'd be like a teacher giving all the answers to the test before they gave the test, right?
Yeah.
It's like, it'd be pointless.
Yeah.
There's no growing.
Yeah. In our communities, of course, we have rivals and like community. Well, okay, we have not big rivalries, but we have like small rivalries.
Yeah, I suppose.
And then it's like community rivalries, I guess, with like, how do you think our community responds to the rivalries and how we react to them?
I think we just think it's hype, honestly. I think it's just like, hey, these people have a beef over a video game, that's cool. It's like they're not going to go out and fight each other, but if they want to play, they want to hit buttons and kill each other in that game, that's fine.
Yeah. And so, why don't you just talk about like our rival, if we have, like what you think our rivalries are, and
like with players?
No, with like community to community.
Oh, you mean like the different provinces?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Nova Scotia is definitely better at Smash 4. I'm not gonna.
Well, yeah,
I'm not gonna.
on Smash 4. So.
I'm not gonna say that they're not better than us, because they obviously are. Newfoundland, I haven't seen much of them, but they've had players that have come to FGX and taken games off of M2K, which is the pro player that was mentioned earlier. PEI, they're really aggressive, and that's about it. I mean, they like PM, but I don't know, they just want to hit you. They don't think about anything. I definitely think that New Brunswick is kind of like a central hub where all games are played around evenly, even though I like Melee, because I think the community as a whole is a little biased, honestly. Yeah, Nova Scotia is really big in Smash 4, but they do have other games. Like they don't just leave it out, but I think their Smash 4 community is like the big thing. PEI and Newfoundland are both really big PM places. Like that's their like main game. But I feel like in New Brunswick we don't have a main game, and if it is, it's only Melee by like a slight margin because of just like the overall amount of people that come in, and I believe like the skill gap is a bit bigger in Melee, so people want to improve so they can get as good as like the top players.
All right, so what would you say to a new player or someone who knows like quite a bit about Smash but just doesn't know where to go or what to do like to come to our tournament?
Well, I would first of all say to join the Facebook page, Smash New Brunswick. I'll add you. Well, you have to send a request, but I'll let you in. And like just come out to events. Like when you see an event and you're curious, just like come out and try it out and see if you like it or not. And I don't know, FGX might not be the best starting point. Yeah, FGX I don't think is the best starting point, but if you want to start there, then nothing is holding you back. It's definitely the biggest event of the year because we have people coming from all over Canada, Atlantic Canada anyway, a little bit central. You're still talking about me. And yeah, just join the Facebook page, and if you see an event and you want to try it out, you're curious, just come out. We're not gonna like beat you up for like we play video games for God's sake.
Okay. Come around. For the documentary.
What's up? Good.
Alright, so what got you into Smash?
Smash. I always played it casually for a long time, but I think I got competitive when I started playing with Logan. Basically, I hung out with Logan a lot.
Well, you live with me, so I'd assume so.
Yeah, I lived with Logan for a bit, so. And we had people come over and we played Smash. I was god awful. I still am pretty bad, but whatever. I'm getting better. No, but that's basically, Logan got me to Smash. Kind of had to play it, honestly. I had to play it to fit.
It's not my fault. You could have sat in your room and you could have played League.
Nah.
You chose to play Smash.
Nah. Yeah, it was fun. I'm glad I'm into it. I met a lot of people.
Yeah. Alright, so what would you say is your favorite game and why?
Out of the Smashes? That's hard. Because I really only played two. I play Project M a lot, and I'm trying to get more into Melee just because Marth is, well, my main is good in that game. But I'd say my heart right now is still in Project M, but Melee is a strong second.
So with Project M and our community, how do you think our scene is for like Project M and then all of the games and our community as a whole?
Yeah, okay. And our community is really, really friendly to each other. Our Project M one got a bit bigger during the year, but now that summer's hit around, it's sort of smaller. But it's really, really dominant by a few people. So I think it's really uneven. But there's a good amount of people. There's diverse. A lot of people play different people, so different characters. Makes it interesting. I think Melee is probably the second highest. It's actually gotten bigger. So it used to be really, really small. Like 12 people would enter. Like no one really cared for it. But now we had like 21 today, so more people are showing up. Probably Smash 4. It's kind of like struggling here around NB. It's bigger in other places, but hasn't caught on. Maybe a lack of adapters. That's probably it.
You forgot the best game.
And then there's 64, which is, it's fun. It's fun. I can play competitively though. It's hard to get on. It's hard to get the game, so it's hard to practice it. So it's really hard to play competitively.
I mean, you can get it at Digital World for $50.
That's not worth it though.
It is very.
I would gladly not pay say $50.
But you'll pay, I don't know how much for Gunners.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You got me on that.
So yeah. So being as you're not a top player, which no, you aren't, Nate.
Yeah, basically.
And so most of the interviews I've done has been with like the top 5 kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's good to have like an interview with you. How do you think like our top players are like in our community, like how they are accepting or not accepting?
Oh, okay. No, they're all pretty good guys, honestly. They like to help if you pay attention, except for one of them. But
well, okay, Evan technically, Evan's a Moncton boy, so.
Oh, are you talking just Fredericton?
Well, Evan doesn't even come that much anymore. So, but yeah, I'd still consider Evan as one, but like he's the only one that's not.
He's not around here that much.
Yeah.
I'd say the other ones are all pretty accepting of everyone.
Yeah.
But man, when you play them, I think they're given too much credit. Honestly, I think people face them and they expect to lose, so people don't get better because they don't. They're like, oh, I'm just gonna get bodied. I used to think like that.
With that mentality, it kind of pushes you further in a way.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think if you think that you're playing against one of the top guys, and you're like, oh damn, he's gonna beat me, so you don't even try, and they just mess around, you don't learn anything.
Yeah.
You're just gonna get bodied. What's the point of that? I don't know. I want to always. I've changed my mentality, so I always want to try, no matter who I'm against. Like, I want to learn as much as I can about this game because I want to learn as much as I can from these top guys, so I can take them out. That's basically it. I want to beat them.
So that's what I'd expect from pretty much any lower person than them.
No, you'd be surprised. I've talked to people that are just, I just want to be like, I don't know, like top 8. And, no, I want one.
Yeah, I don't really understand those.
I don't care. I want one.
Yeah.
I want to beat all of them.
Yeah. So FGX is our biggest tournament.
Yep.
Last FGX, Mewtwo came.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that affected our community, if at all?
I think it showed how weak we were. I think one thing that I didn't like at all was the grand finals. I hated it.
Between
Evan and Evan.
Yeah.
I think that was just stupid.
Yeah, it wasn't.
The fact that what they did, I hated it.
Okay.
I was like, the more I go back and look at it, I think it's complete. I think it's just terrible. Like yes, you're playing against one of the gods. Yes, you might not win, but why would you not try?
Yeah.
Try learn something, even if he is Mewtwo King.
Well, I mean, like with Mewtwo King, he's very odd, you'd say, and like he's not really. I kind of find Mewtwo King is our Evan is kind of our equivalent to Mewtwo King. How you can't really learn from them because they're just kind of like shut people out.
I think you can. No, I wouldn't talk to him about learning. I would talk and
like
I'd get bodied and see what he's doing and see what I did wrong.
Yeah.
Like any other match. I don't know. I think that people are just we're too nice here, and we just don't care. I feel that a lot of people just don't want to get better, and it really bugs me sometimes when I see people who just. Yeah, it's great to be all friends and stuff, but sometimes I really have a drive to beat someone. And, there's no, actually not him. I don't care about him. There's just a lot of people that I want to beat, and yeah, they're great people. They're all really nice, but I just want to beat them. And then back to the FGX actually, it's like it was kind of cool the fact that we had Mewtwo King here, but I don't know if it was
beneficial.
Yeah, kind of made it like. It's an Atlantic tournament, so it's kind of cool if someone around here, because it's like who's the best between all the provinces in the Atlantics? Like who's the best? Who has the best melee scene, or not melee, but who has the best Smash scene in whatever game? It's kind of like a type. I mean, no, I'm not. I'm not asking the question, but I'm saying I'm doing like a statement.
Yeah.
I'm saying who is the best at PN? Who is the best at melee? That's what FGX is made to find. That's what I think. I think the best players from other provinces show up to play NB, and we try to win. It kind of made it like kind of anticlimactic with Mewtwo King showing up and winning everything. Yeah. Mewtwo King just came in. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna win everything.
So I find that interesting because every interview I've done before you have been with like the kind of top players, and they all said it was beneficial.
For Mewtwo King show up?
Yeah. So I find it interesting that a lower
It probably made us more publicity.
Yeah.
But I think for so it is probably better in the long run that he showed up. But I'd hope that he wouldn't show up in the future.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I don't want pros here.
Yeah. So this year, I don't think anybody's coming because of Smash.
Yeah, there's a Smash Con happening. No, it got changed.
Oh, it got changed?
Yeah. What happened was FGX was actually supposed to be on the 8th, same day as Smash Con, but it got pushed to the weekend after. But not for that reason, I think. I still don't think anyone will show up, but if they do, whatever. We'll just play like normal.
Yeah.
It just kind of makes it less hype.
Yeah.
Knowing who's going to win, even if people want. I think it's gonna be cool to play whoever showed up though.
Yeah. So with new people always coming into our tournament, someone from Ottawa this morning. Yeah, it does. Well, I think he moved here or something. I think his name was Manny. Yeah. So how do you think our community kind of reacts to new people and how we deal with?
How we deal with new people?
How we deal or react or welcome.
Okay. I think it's kind of like when I first showed up, I was dead scared to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
And then I got bodied. So it's sort of like.
And that was this one.
Sort of. Yeah, basically. No, but when new people show up, they're really scared to talk to people. I like approaching some of the new guys. There was one guy who showed up all the way from PEI just to play Melee. It was like 2 weeks ago. There was one guy. And I sat down with him for a solid half an hour teaching him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
I like talking to new people because I like teaching people stuff. I think that the other guys in the community are really, really helpful in that same sense, except for a few. Yeah. But that's just, everyone knows that. But some people, you shouldn't be scared of tournaments because of the environment, because I think it's a great environment to be around. I love coming here. So for new people to show up, I think I like it because it adds fuel to the fire. Where if I lose to one of these guys, then I can't afford it. I need to keep on going up.
Yeah.
So I think it helps the other guys and the newer guys, because one of these new guys could just come up and beat everyone, and we're like, who are you?
Similar thing happened in.
We could just go and who is you?
I think St. John, is it?
Yeah.
St. John. One guy goes by the name of Joel. No one's seen him before.
Yep.
Comes in, beats everybody.
Yeah. Made one of our best players switch place here very seriously.
Yeah. I think he two-stocked in both games. Yeah.
But I think it's really, really cool because with the way that everything is working now, like everyone's getting really good. You don't need to play against people. It helps, but you don't need to. That's the thing. It's really scary. Where this one, you could play someone in bracket and they could just beat you. You've never heard of them before.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
And so, what would you say to like new players who either don't know about Smash or do know about Smash but don't know about the tournaments? What would you say to them? To like
to get to play.
To kind of
Okay.
to like kind of inform them or something. Yeah.
Don't be scared to come out and play. It's really, really fun. But I think it gets really good when you see yourself improving. That's what I found. When I was bad, I was like, oh my god, it sucks. I'm getting trounced.
When did you get good?
Today. No. No, when I made the PR.
Yeah.
When I made the PR, I felt so happy for myself because I knew there was improvement, and other people saw it too. When you're starting to improve and see yourself get better, there's a drive.
Yeah.
And there's like, man, I want this again.
Yeah.
So you keep on striving to get better and better and beat those people that you've lost to consistently.
Yeah.
I think I don't care about the money. The money's on the side. But people should come out, and once you start playing, if you played it casually, that's great.
Yeah.
Because I think that gives you the love of the game. But once you get competitive, it's just a whole other world, and it's amazing. It's a great place to be.
So you're talking about the PR. How do you think that affected our community when it was there, and recently how we decided to stop doing the PR? How do you think that's going to affect the community?
I loved it.
Oh yeah, so did I.
Because I think it gave us a sense of accomplishment. Yeah. But there was also some of the points that got brought up with
people not
being
showing
nervous.
up.
Not that. Yeah, people on the PR who were good enough to be there, but weren't consistent enough in showing up. That was kind of throwing me off a bit.
Yeah, because I know in '64 Evan was there.
And he hasn't played for
I think he played once, and this has been going on for like 14 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of 12.
12. That's close.
Yeah. That is, I can see that kind of being annoying.
Yeah.
But they are good enough. That's the thing. They are good enough to be there. But sometimes you just have to drop them a notch, I think.
Yeah.
But I liked it because it gave me self-accomplishment. But I don't think I should look to that to get it. Because I think I should look at it through my own improvement.
Yeah.
Not what other people think of me. It is nice to be recognized by other people by going on the PR. Yeah. But I think that it had its ups and downs. It was kind of big.
So with the PR, it kind of gave you something to strive for, I guess.
But that also made people not want to go for number one.
Well,
some people just want top 8, top 10.
Yeah, exactly. So how do you think our community will adjust or react, or how do you think we will adapt to having no PR now?
I think we'll eventually get one back. I think we'll get one back.
Well, I think we'll get one back, but like for the time being.
I think.
So like thinking of the people who just wanted to get top 10 or top 8, how do you think they're going to approach the game now without the PR?
I think if they actually care about the game, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
So they'll still strive to get better. But there's some people who just want to get on that, and that'd be it. and that'd be it for them, and so they wouldn't care. So that's sort of, those people will go down in flames. Those people will just burn. They won't go much. They won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
The people who actually want to get better and be a number one and not just get on the PR for top 8 or top 10, those people will get something out of the PR being gone. But I think it will come back. I just think it'll take some time, and I think it'll be smaller.
Yeah.
And it might be changed up a bit. Like, that gym leader idea was great.
Yeah.
But that'd be too complicated. It's too complicated.
Way too
Yeah,
complicated.
it was a nice idea.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be gone. I think it'll come back eventually. But for right now, I think it's a really good idea because this is going to separate the people who want to get better and who don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Smash is all about improvement.
Yeah.
Try and be number one.
Thank you.
Recording you, Agent.
Look at that.
Hello, it's
Hi.
me.
It's you? That's good. Glad you're here.
Are you videoing me?
Yeah.
Okay.
What got you into Smash?
Smash like competitively or
Yeah.
Smash like?
Well, just the whole process.
Oh, I've been playing it since I was a kid, and I played like 64 first when it came out and whatever and whatnot. But I started playing in tournaments because I was playing and we got a Project M at our place, and then shortly thereafter, Jesse, who's probably talked to him at some point.
Yeah.
Jesse messaged me saying he was doing tournaments in the summer, so then we started going to those, and then I sucked really bad, but I got better slowly.
That's good. That's good. So what would you say is your favorite Smash game currently?
Depends which characters I'm playing. It depends what the flavor of the week is. It was probably PM overall, because that's the one that I started playing in tournament. And where are you going, Dustin? That's what I started playing, and like that's what I started playing when we started doing tournaments. I started playing PM, so that's like kind of like how I rooted myself. I like Smash 4, but it's a lot less technical, and even though it's fun sometimes, and like I'm obviously better at it than I am at the other games. PM's like how I started playing in tournaments, so that's still my favorite one to play competitively. But as a game, like as a game as a whole, I like Smash 4 more. But
So being one of the top players for Smash 4, how is that like personally on you? Like, is it any added pressure in a way?
it was whenever we had the ranking system,
Yeah.
but yeah. I don't know. It depends. Sometimes I get nervous against two types of people. I get nervous against the people that like I've never played before, like new people.
Yeah.
Even if they're seeded, even if they're bottom like seed, like they're considered the worst in the bracket. If I've never played them before, that makes me really nervous. And then people that I play consistently, but like we trade back and forth with, like Chris, like Happy Dad. Whenever I play with him, we're constantly going back and forth, and it just makes me really nervous and anxious. But so there's that. But I like it. I like that, like, even if I'm playing, like, Melee or something now, like, before when I was playing PM and I was just, like, mediocre at it, no one really knew me, but now, like, if I'm playing Melee, even if I'm in the Melee bracket, people will be like, oh, like, so, like, do you play Melee a lot? And I'm like, no. And they're like, yeah, because you're the Smash 4 guy. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that's me. But, yeah, I don't know. There's pressure to, like, beat the people that you know you have consistent sets with, and then I get nervous about being upset sometimes, but like people that I play consistently that I know I can do okay against, it doesn't bother me that much.
Alright, you've hosted your own tournaments. I talked to Dustin and I talked to Jesse about hosting tournaments, TOing tournaments. You're going to host another one
I
at the
am.
end of the summer. So how do you find that hosting and like the problems with it, or how our community is about it?
Well, I did the one that I did in at St. Thomas, and that was like actually a super problematic tournament, but it went really smoothly. We had like what three setups, I think.
We had
1, 2.
Yeah, we had 3, and then
We had
TV
3
that had
setups,
really, like,
and then I was
plus
like,
the glare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, well that's fine. We have 3 setups. We're playing Smash 4, and like, the guy had messaged me and just said like, hey, do you want to like help me with this tournament? I was like, do you want me to run your tournament? Because like they don't play in Smash tournaments, so they don't know how that stuff works. And 3 setups was really hard because we ended up getting like somewhere between 23 to 28 people, which was crazy on 3 setups. And I think we ended up playing with 2 stocks and rule sets, so it was a lot quicker. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but that was good. I haven't had any problems yet, just because like even though that was really problematic in having only 3 setups, everything ran super smoothly because we were just really on par with, like, as soon as someone got off, someone else got on, so that was good. And we didn't have to wait for other games too because I was only hosting the one. So that'll probably be a problem, but in the one that I'm doing in July, I think we're just doing singles brackets probably, and no teams, just because we're gonna try and fit all the games in there, and there's gonna be other people coming out, so, and a crew battle maybe, but I don't know. That's
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting. I haven't done it with that many games yet, and tried to run
Yeah.
that many games at once, but.
Alright, so I went to that tournament that you hosted,
Mhm.
and it was generally all like new people.
Yeah.
I think there was like 5 maybe people from our tournaments.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, a lot of people will say like we're welcoming and stuff. So how do you think our community, the representative from our community, really reacted to the new players and how we kind of?
I was super excited because we were holding a Smash 4 bracket, and I'm judging by how many people we typically get for ours, I wasn't expecting that many people at all. So whenever they all showed up, and some of them were like really good, I literally went to like every individual person, was like, you have to come down, and we got like none of them, but some of them I actually like, I still message some of them individually, and like I tell them all when there's a tournament coming
Yeah.
up. They're also university students, so they go home for the summer and stuff, and we probably won't see much of them, but a lot of the times, like, the new players that don't, if they're not super into tournaments, but they're maybe, like, interested or curious, they don't take the time to, like, come down every week. So, a lot of times they'll be busy with work or busy with whatever. But, I think that, like, our community, or in the tournaments that we host right now, are really accepting of people coming in. And usually, if someone new comes in, I see, like, Jesse or Eric or somebody like that, we'll go start playing with them and talking to them and getting them interested. And we've been getting a lot more new faces we probably got more new faces the last month than we have any time before that, so.
Okay, perfect. Alright, so with Mewtwo King coming to FGX, do you think it really like benefited our community, or like, how do you think it affected our community?
A lot of people don't know that we host tournaments still, and I think that some people like that watch like higher level Smash that know that he was here, maybe would have gotten more interested since he came. So that was really good. I actually had the unfortunate misery of being in Mewtwo King's pool for Project M whenever I played, and that was the only game that I entered. So I walk into the FGX, and Jesse looks at me and he's like, hey, so like I figured you wouldn't be angry about it, so I just seeded you in second in Mewtwo King's pool. So Mewtwo King's seed 1, I'm seed 2, and then there's the best player in PEI. We didn't know him at the time. Is like way down there, and then a really good player from Nova Scotia. But it was weird because everyone knew that Mewtwo King was going to win every game except 64, because Dan was here at the time, and obviously he's like the top 5 in the world for 64. But it sucks because we had to. You kind of just have to give him the place that he's guaranteed to get, just because of like the level that he's at. But at the same time, like I think it was really good for bringing people into our community and kind of like spreading the word.
Alright, so what would you? Alright, so what would you say to a new player who either knows nothing about Smash or knows a bit about Smash and like wants to come out but doesn't know like really how to get a hold of us or what to do in order to like start being competitive, I guess, with our scene?
And playing in like the tournaments and stuff.
Yeah.
What would I try and like? What would be like the first thing I would tell them?
Yeah.
Just come out anyway, because like I know a lot of people. There's a lot, because our Smash and New Brunswick group has 358 members on Facebook, and we have 20 come in. So there's like 330 people on that group that see all the stuff that's going on, but they never come out. And I know a lot of them are nervous because I talk to them sometimes, and I'm constantly trying to convince people to come out, especially for Smash 4, since no one really enters that, and it's like a new developing scene. If you're new to the game and you're new to like the mindset, I try and like hook people up with information and like resources first to like learn how tournaments work and learn how to like get better, because it's not as easy as some people might think to be really good at it. And But if you come like, new people often come in, and unless they already have been practicing and were really good somewhere else, typically they're gonna lose. Like, it happened to me. It happened to most people that started. And you start losing. I think Dustin told me the same thing, that he started, and it was really hard. And then he started playing like ice climbers, and he started
wobbling, and then
yeah, and then it was all uphill from there. But
or downhill. I mean,
but yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good to just come out and like get a taste of what's going on, and then from there you take it as far as you want to take it. If you want to be really interested in like involved in the community, then you can. It's kind of like some people's hobby, and some people just show up for fun sometimes. So do whatever you want, and whatever makes you happy. But I wouldn't try and push anyone away from coming because they were new, because they think they're not going to fit in, they're going to do poorly, because like you're not going to get any better if you don't try.
Right, perfect.
I don't know why I tried to do that. Alright, that's not commercial.
It was good. It was good.